Have you ever wondered who has the guts to slice through those frozen seas when the whole world is shivering in ice? Imagine this. Minus 40 degrees, a 3-meter thick sheet of ice, nothing but white all around and the silence of death. And then, suddenly, a roar. A massive ship weighing over 30,000 tons slams its full force onto the ice, crushes it to pieces, and carves out a path where there was none. This isn't some Hollywood movie, folks. This is the real world of icebreaker ships, where engineering brilliance, human courage, and nature's brutality collide head-on. Today, I'm taking you on a journey that'll send chills down your spine. Today, we're diving into those monster ships that rule the planet's most dangerous regions. So, get ready, because this is a story of guts, technology, and the people who refuse to give up even in blizzards. Let's start with a question that probably never crossed your mind. What the heck goes to the Arctic Ocean, anyway? And why? My friends, this isn't just some icy wasteland. This is the part of Earth where nature has set its toughest test for humanity. In winter, the sun doesn't rise for months. The temperature drops so low your breath freezes into ice crystals in the air. The sea freezes solid, with thick ice stretching for miles. And beneath that ice, thousands of meters of cold, pitch-black water. But here's the twist. In this desolate, deadly place, some of the world's richest resources are hidden. Oil, natural gas, rare minerals, billions of dollars worth of wealth buried under that ice. And then there's the scientific research angle. To understand climate change, to study marine life, we have to get to the Arctic. So what's the problem? The problem is, how do you even get there? A regular cargo ship or passenger vessel would get stuck in Arctic ice and be completely helpless. Imagine your ship slowly getting trapped in the ice pressing in from all sides, the thick metal walls groaning, and you're stranded thousands of miles from civilization. No rescue, no escape route. Just waiting for death or a miracle. History is full of such disasters. In 1915, Ernest Shackleton's ship Endurance got trapped in Antarctic ice. The crew struggled for months, and eventually, the ship was completely crushed by the ice pressure. Though everyone survived, it was a stark warning. Frozen seas don't forgive. But as the 20th century rolled on, humanity needed a solution. And that's when a new type of ship was born, the icebreaker. These aren't just ships. They're engineering marvels that take on nature's harshest challenge and win. So come on, let's find out how these beasts actually work. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, so what exactly are icebreakers? Just tougher ships? No, folks, they're way more complex and fascinating than that. The secret of the design. First off, let's talk design. A regular ship's bow is pointed so it can cut through water easily. But an icebreaker? Its design is totally different. Its bow, the front, is rounded and wide. Sounds weird, right? But there's some incredible science behind it. When an icebreaker approaches the ice, it doesn't just ram straight in. Instead, its rounded bow rides up onto the ice. Yeah, you heard that right. The ship climbs onto the ice with its 30,000 to 40,000 tons of weight, then uses that sheer mass to smash it. It's like jumping on a thin sheet of wood to snap it, just on a much bigger scale. 3-meter thick ice and thousands of tons of ship. Hold up. Let me tell you something fun. You know how fast an icebreaker goes while breaking ice? Just 3 to 4 kilometers per hour. That means even a guy on a bike is faster. But that slowness is exactly its strength. Only at that slow speed can the ship fully use its weight and power to break the ice. Now, let's talk about the hull, the bottom part of the ship. An icebreaker's hull is made from special steel that stays flexible even in extreme cold. Regular steel turns brittle in the cold and can snap easily, but icebreaker steel is specially treated. Plus, the hull is 40 to 50 millimeters thick, about the width of your fist. And the most interesting part, the icebreaker's hull is rounded, meaning the sides are curved. Why? So when the ice presses in, the ship gently rides up instead of getting squeezed down. It's the same principle as pressing on a watermelon seed with your fingers. It slips out and shoots away. But now, the real question, how does such a massive ship get its power? Here's where nuclear reactors, or diesel-electric engines, come into play. Russia's most powerful icebreakers are nuclear-powered. They have 2 to 3 nuclear reactors that generate up to 75,000 horsepower. How much is that? Enough to run 50,000 cars at the same time? The biggest advantage of nuclear power? These ships can operate for 3 to 4 years without refueling. Think about it. 4 straight years working non-stop in the Arctic. This isn't just convenience, it's a necessity. Because there are no fuel stations out there in the Arctic. And one thing that's absolutely critical: the ballast system. Icebreakers have huge tanks that can be filled or emptied with water. When the ship needs to be heavier, to break ice, the tanks get filled. When it needs to be lighter, the water gets pumped out. This dynamic weight adjustment lets the ship handle all kinds of different conditions. So now you get it. An icebreaker isn't some ordinary ship. It's a floating fortress. But now, the question is, who actually runs these things? Who are those brave people with the guts to live for months in icy destruction? Folks, so far we've talked about the ships, but behind every great machine are great people. And the icebreaker crews? These are extraordinary folks. Imagine you're on a ship for 3 to 4 months. Nothing but ice all around. No other humans except your crewmates. The sun either doesn't rise at all or shines 24 hours straight. Outside, temps hit minus 40 degrees. And if anything goes wrong on board, help is months away. Can you even picture living like that? An icebreaker typically has a crew of 50 to 150 people, depending on their specialties. Captain and navigation team, who constantly monitor ice conditions. One small mistake, and the ship could get stuck or damaged. They use satellite images, radar, and their own experience to find the safest path. Engineering team, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, nuclear engineers, if it's nuclear powered. These guys keep the machinery running 24/7. In the Arctic, any breakdown can be life-threatening, so preventive maintenance and constant vigilance are essential. Support staff, cook, medical officer, communication specialists. Yep, there's even a doctor on board. Because if someone gets sick, the nearest hospital could be 2,000 kilometers away. But the most fascinating part is the psychological challenge. Living months with the same people in the same environment, it can take a heavy toll on mental health. That's why modern icebreakers have gyms, libraries, entertainment rooms. Some even have swimming pools. Picture this: blizzard raging outside, and you're swimming in warm water inside. A cool fact: icebreaker crews get special training. They're taught ice navigation, survival techniques, emergency protocols. Russian icebreaker crews even have mandatory Arctic survival courses, where they're taught how to stay alive if they somehow end up stranded on the ice. And the salary? Well, it's dangerous and challenging work, so the pay matches. An experienced icebreaker captain can earn over $150,000 a year. Engineers and specialized crew members make really good money too. The real motivation. But money isn't everything. Ask these people, and a lot of them will tell you they do this job for the adventure, the thrill, and that unique experience very few people in the world ever get. After all, how many can say they've seen the North Pole or navigated through Antarctica's pristine icebergs? So these are the real heroes who combine technology and human courage to turn the impossible into reality. But now the question comes up, why do they do all this? What are icebreakers actually used for? So let's talk about why these expensive, powerful ships are built in the first place. Just for show? Absolutely not. Icebreaker missions are extremely critical and diverse. Mission 1: Commercial shipping routes. The first and most important, opening up commercial shipping routes. Folks, did you know the Northern Sea Route cuts the distance between Europe and Asia by up to 40% compared to the Suez Canal? Yes, a cargo ship going from Rotterdam to Tokyo via the Suez Canal covers 23,000 kilometers, but via the Northern Sea Route, just 14,000 kilometers. That means less fuel, less time, less cost. A single trip can save millions of dollars. But the problem? That route is covered in ice most of the year. That's where icebreakers come in. They go ahead, break the ice, and cargo ships follow right behind in the path they create. One icebreaker can guide a convoy of 5 to 10 ships. Mission 2: Port operations. The second major mission, keeping ports operational even in winter. Many important ports in Russia, Canada, and Scandinavian countries freeze over in winter. Without icebreakers, those ports would be closed for 4 to 5 months. That means trade stops, and the economy takes a hit. So icebreakers continuously keep the channels clear, so ships can come and go. Mission 3: Scientific research. The third fascinating mission: scientific research. To understand climate change in Antarctica and the Arctic, to study ocean currents, to research marine life, scientists have to get there. Icebreakers turn into specially equipped research vessels. They come with laboratories, sampling equipment, and comfortable accommodations for the scientists. Some icebreakers are so stable, they can stay trapped in the ice for months, basically acting like a floating research station. A cool example: the German research icebreaker Polarstern did the Mosaic expedition in 2019 to 2020. This ship intentionally got stuck in the Arctic ice on purpose and drifted with the ice for a whole year. Scientists collected data the entire time. It was the most comprehensive Arctic study ever done. Mission 4: Rescue operations. The fourth mission: rescue operations. When any ship gets into trouble in the Arctic, icebreakers are the ones that come to the rescue. They've got heavy-duty equipment, cranes, rescue boats, medical facilities. A lot of times they even have helicopters on board. In 2013, a Russian ship called Akademik Shokalskiy got trapped in Antarctic ice. 52 passengers were stuck: scientists, journalists, tourists. Icebreakers from several countries went on the rescue mission. Eventually, the Chinese icebreaker Shui Long got them out. Imagine, if there were no icebreakers, what would have happened? Mission 5: Military and geopolitical presence. The fifth and super strategic mission: military and geopolitical presence. Yep, icebreakers aren't just for civilian use. There's a ton of competition in the Arctic region now. Russia, USA, Canada, Norway. Everyone's staking their claims on those valuable resources. Icebreakers demonstrate their presence. Russia's icebreaker fleet is the biggest in the world, around 40 icebreakers. It's part of their strategy for Arctic dominance. The USA realized they were falling behind. They've only got 2 heavy icebreakers, and they're old. So now they're building new ones. Because if you don't have icebreakers, you can't effectively operate in the Arctic. Simple as that. Mission 6. Oil and Gas Operations. The sixth mission, Oil and Gas Operations. The Arctic has massive oil and gas reserves, but drilling there, getting equipment in, transporting personnel, all of it is impossible without icebreakers. Specially designed icebreakers support oil rigs, provide emergency response. So you can see, icebreakers aren't just machines that break ice. They're multi-purpose platforms that play a crucial role in commerce, science, rescue, and geopolitics. But now, the most exciting part? The time has come to learn about the world's most powerful and advanced icebreakers. The world's most powerful icebreakers. Titans of the ice. Now I'm taking you on a journey through the world's most incredible icebreakers. Get ready, because these ships are seriously jaw-dropping. Number 1. Arktika Class. The Nuclear Monsters. Russia's Arktika Class is the most powerful icebreaker class ever built. Its latest version, Arktika, was commissioned in 2020. This beast is 173 meters long, about 2 football fields, with a displacement of 33,540 tons. Length, 173 meters. Displacement, 33,540 tons. Power, 60 megawatts, 2 RITM-200 nuclear reactors. Ice-breaking capacity, 3 meters continuous variable draft, 8.5 meters to 10.5 meters. Crew, 53 plus 21 additional operational life. 7 years without refueling, but its real strength is the propulsion. The 2 RITM-200 nuclear reactors generate a total of 60 megawatts of power. How much is that? Enough to power a small city. With these reactors, Arktika can continuously break through 3-meter-thick ice. Number 2. 50 Let Pobedy, the Pole Crusher. This is also a Russian nuclear icebreaker, but its specialty is, it's the biggest icebreaker in the world that regularly takes tourist cruises all the way to the North Pole. Yeah, you heard that right. If you've got around $30,000, you can board this thing and literally stand at the North Pole. Length, 159 meters. Power, 75,000 horsepower ice-breaking, 2.8 meters continuous, 5 meters ramming, reactor life. 4 years. Passengers, 128. Inside, it's like a luxury hotel. Cabins for 128 passengers. Restaurant, bar, library, gym, swimming pool, and even a basketball court. Imagine, you're playing basketball in the Arctic while polar bears are wandering around outside. Number 3. Polar Star, the American veteran. The USA's Polar Star was commissioned in 1976, and it's still in service today. Sure, it's smaller than the Russian giants, 122 meters, but it's a legend in its own right. Specifications: length, 122 meters. Displacement, 13,190 tons. Power, 75,000 horsepower. Diesel, electric, and gas turbine. Specialty: Antarctica missions. Polar Star's specialty is Antarctica missions. Every year it goes to resupply McMurdo Station, the American Antarctic Research Base, breaking through 6-foot-thick ice. But now it's getting old. Constant breakdowns, expensive maintenance. That's why the USA is building new icebreakers. A fascinating fact, Polar Star has ram capability too. If the ice is really thick, it backs up, then charges forward at full speed, rides up onto the ice, and crushes it with its own weight. Dramatic and effective. Number 4. Long 2. The Chinese Challenger. China has made an aggressive entry into polar exploration recently. Long 2, launched in 2019, is their pride and joy. It's the first domestically built Chinese polar icebreaker. Length, 100 to 22.5 meters. Power, 20 megawatts, diesel-electric. Unique feature, dual-directional ice breaking. Ice capacity, 1.5 meters continuous, 122.5 meters long, with dual-directional ice-breaking capability, meaning it can break ice going forward and backward. It's packed with sophisticated scientific equipment, ocean sampling systems, weather monitoring, and even underwater robots. Number 5. Odin, the Swedish explorer. Sweden's Odin is smaller, 107.8 meters, compared to the others, but it's highly specialized. Built in 1988, diesel-electric, 24,000 horsepower. Its specialty is Arctic scientific research. Length, 107.8 meters. Power, 24,000 horsepower. Year built, 1988. Scientists' capacity, 80. Laboratories, 16. Odin has carried out many groundbreaking expeditions. In 1991, it became the first non-Soviet surface vessel to reach the North Pole. Interesting fact, Odin can accommodate up to 80 scientists at once. It has 16 different laboratories. Basically, it's a floating research institute. But hold on. So far, we've only talked about existing ships. What's coming in the future is even more mind-blowing. In the next part, we'll talk about next-generation icebreaker technologies of the future. What impact climate change is having on the Arctic, real stories from the most dangerous rescue missions, and a whole lot more. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed this journey through Part 1. If you liked it, give it a like, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll meet again next time in Part 2 with even more exciting stories. Until then, stay curious and stay warm. Thanks.